Well, there's so many moments. It's who I am. It's who we are as a community. So there's not just one moment where you feel proud. It's you exude your culture, your being, and you bring that to the table wherever you go. And everybody should feel proud of who they are and where they've been and where they're at now. And I do believe that that is very, very important for all of us. In New Year's Eve, my family stays together. We don't go out. We celebrate the end of one year and the beginning of a new year in our home as a family, because that's what's most important for us. And it's a good lesson for our children and the younger generation to know that it ends and it begins with family. And so we listen to music, we play games, and we eat a traditional dish, which is usually pozole or menudo. I think that my family is very, or they resemble Latino families throughout our country, where our parents work very hard, either in the fields picking grapes or other produce as farm workers, like my parents were working in packing houses day in and day out. I have uncles who worked in the mines in Arizona, Morenci or Bisbee. I have uncles who painted houses. I have aunts who cleaned houses and worked as janitorial services in hospitals and other areas. So I admire my parents' generation, who worked tirelessly with calloused hands and tired backs with minimal rest day after day to give us opportunities that they never had. Well, given that the Hispanic community serve in our military at disproportionately higher rates than other groups, I'm very proud of the passage of the Honoring Our Pact Act, which included my bills that would address burn pit exposures in the veteran community. In other words, my bill, the Presumptive Benefits for Warfighters Exposed to Burn Pits and Other Toxins Act, that made it in the Honoring Our Pact Act, would give presumptive benefits for a list of illnesses that veterans acquired while they were exposed to these toxic burn pits in the military. And that is the most expansive access to healthcare for veterans and generations. Over 3.5 million veterans will have their pain and suffering reduced due to their illnesses from exposure to these toxic burn pits, because they'll have healthcare, and their families, in case the veterans died, will be cared for because they will have access to benefits. And that's very important for our community, because our communities serve in the military at higher proportions than other communities. As a young child, I never thought of running for office or engaging in politics. My dream was always to serve patients and serve my community as a physician. My whole trajectory was to be a doctor and come back into my farm worker community and serve the community with everything I have. And in fact, running for office was a natural progression and my mission to fight for health and social justice, because my patients were scared that Medicare would be privatized and they would lose their ability to get health care. I saw people's pain and suffering due to their failed policies. in Washington, D.C. I mentor kids who want to be doctors and come back and serve the community like I did. And they had to defer school because their Pell Grants were being cut, and they had to work for a year in order to save up money and go back to school. And so all the advocacy that I did in public health and working in the community to improve healthcare access, I saw that the biggest barriers were policies. And so I decided to run for Congress, despite never having held office or never running for office or never even participating in a campaign before, in order to help the community and the American families get better healthcare and to continue my fight under the banner of health and social justice. To really have the auto discipline to do the work that's necessary to get there. It's not just the dream that's going to fuel your ability to achieve your own success, but it's the lessons that we learn from our farm worker parents or our construction worker parents or our parents who worked so hard in order to give us a better life, which is you got to work very hard. And then finally, just to have a sense of grit and resiliency. So there will be obstacles, there will be failures, there will be challenges, there will be setbacks, but setbacks are only setups for success. So I think that being able to overcome and to never give up and to be able to adapt and improve is a key step for achieving your dreams and achieving your own success.